Super Adventure Box is my favorite festival in Guild Wars 2. Located inside is a wide variety of different secrets, hidden areas, Easter eggs, fun mechanics, and so much more. Exploration and discovering all the intricacies of the box is one of my favorite parts about this festival, and today I want to go over my top 10 favorite hidden areas across the entirety of the Super Adventure Box. Let's get started. In the number 10 spot is the Rapids Owl Room. This is a really fun area located in World 2, Zone 1. As you progress through the entire zone, you'll eventually get to one of the last areas of the entire zone with all of the logs falling down the waterfalls and into the water. You can follow the logs down the water and climb up onto the rocks that a Choya miner helmet is sitting on, working your way up the cliff, over the canyon, and over towards this shop. You can continue on from this area to eventually reach the glitch, which gets you some extra rewards at the end of the zone. But you can go inside the shop, which is selling some relatively normal items, but you can find the secret song that you can play on your wooden whistle by playing 123 123. This song allows you to find some secret bombable areas all around the Super Adventure Box, but you can play it in this room to find a special hidden area. Should you play it, you'll see that you can find a mark on the ground showing you that you can bomb it. And when you bomb it, you can drop down into this hidden room, and honestly, it's kind of terrifying. You just got a bunch of owls with glowing eyes looking at you, and it's kind of unnerving, but still a fun experience. In the number 9 spot is the Hot Secret Shop. This is a special hidden area that is only available if you are playing the Tribulation mode version of Sunny Glade, the mode where the puzzle is exceptionally more difficult and you have to learn how to navigate through the world and memorize brand new paths. Where a big part about Tribulation mode is how a lot of the floors around each of the zones are fake, where you can drop down through the floor and into lava, which will just kill you and force you back to the most recent checkpoint. But towards the end of Zone 1, you can purposefully drop through the floor here and carefully land on the edge next to the lava. You can jump around a little bit to then get into the secret shop, and this is just a basic furniture shop where you can get some furniture coins. But I absolutely love this area because it is only accessible in Tribulation mode, and it is kind of just a crazy area to get to when you first experience it. Once you've done it, it's pretty easy, but the fact that this is hidden in a location that you would otherwise associate with instant death is pretty fun. In the number 8 spot is the Test Zone Waterfall Jump area. The Test Zone is an area that is basically World 3 Zone 1 that is in development, and this zone is honestly such a great area with a ton of different hidden areas that I really love, where the spot is located pretty early on in the zone and it's probably one of the trickiest places to get to. You have a very tricky jump where you need to jump from the area near the checkpoint and through this waterfall. You have a very small hole that you are trying to jump into and it is blocked by the waterfall, where it always takes me many tries to get into this area, but once you do, there's quite a bit of stuff in here. It's really a massive area with a wide variety of different difficult jumps that you have to work your way through, and there are a bunch of different nooks and crannies you can explore. I really love some of the vistas you can see from the different points you can reach in this area, but there's also a red bauble located in this area that you will have to find, and you can also find a special shop where you can buy the bauble backpack, which will let you hold up to 1,000 baubles. And all in all, this is just a super fun area that is hidden pretty well. In the number 7 spot is the Moto's Breath Tree. This is an area located in the final zone of World 3, pretty close to the end of the zone. Whereas you are jumping past the frogs and along the alligators, you can find a patch of lily pads and an alligator going underneath a massive tree in the zone. As you jump through here, you can see a series of jumps that you can make, which will take you up and up and up the tree. You got some roots and some trampolines you need to jump along all the way to the top. Where at the top, you can see a nice view of this entire area, but you also got one of the glitches that you can shoot at in order to get that bonus reward at the end of the zone. But if you look down from the top of the tree, or up at the tree if you're on the ground, you can see the entrance to a special hidden shop. You can make a slightly nerve-wracking jump down towards the shop and enter it to discover the Moto's Breath upgrade. This is the first tier of the elite skill that is a pretty cool ability where you can blow enemies backwards, stunning them for a moment. And I just love how you have a somewhat difficult standalone jumping area in this zone where you can climb up a massive tree to get the glitch and also unlock a very powerful ability. In the number 6 spot is the Banana Room. This is a special hidden area located in World 2, Zone 3. This zone in its entirety is a pretty long zone, but there are many shortcuts that most people use to get through the zone pretty quickly. But if you take the time to go away from the fastest route, there are a ton of fun areas and special secrets that you can discover, and this is one of them. Where in the spike maze, before you get to the massive goat puzzle, you can find a wall where you can play the Gatekeeper lullaby with their flute if you have learned the song, which is 332 331. Doing so will open up the wall that leads into a hidden room that is a large maze. you can navigate through the maze and eventually enter a massive open area that is filled with bananas. Those fun mobs that are, well, bananas, that will do the peanut butter jelly time dance and throw ice cream at you. But you can fight the bananas and eventually clear each one from this room to reveal another hidden area where there is a villager and also the Shatter Serenade song that you can learn from your flute that can be played by pressing 133 133. And the number 5 spot is the underwater area in the test zone. This is another super cool area from the part of the Super Adventure Box that is still in development, where this is located super close to the entrance of the zone, and the way you get into this area is kind of funny, where some people miss seeing the green bauble when they run through here the first time, but a lot of people will see the bauble and go run towards it to collect it, but as you run towards it, you will discover that this ground is fake, and you will fall through the water into this underwater area, where this is just super cool. A lot of people speculated about what type of underwater content there would be in World 3, given that it seems like Zone 2 focuses heavily on it, and we got a little bit of a taste of that here, where for the most part it just feels like you are underwater, but you aren't actually swimming. You do have lower gravity though, so you can make big jumps throughout this area until the end, where you can eventually jump out of the underwater area to get into a really cool mining area, where there are some beams and really cool decorations that eventually lead back out towards the start of the zone where you can get some baubles. But there's also a special hidden shop in here where you can get the Choya language guide if you have gotten all 3 Choya seeds found throughout the zone. And the number 4 spot is the Shopception hidden area. This is a really cool hidden area that is actually 3 hidden areas in one. Located a good chunk of the way through Road 1, Zone 3, you can find these short but wide waterfalls with all the green water flowing over it. You can see a few lily pads on the water around here, where the one closest to the waterfall is directly in front of a secret entrance behind the waterfall, where you can jump through the waterfall and into the secret shop. The shopkeeper sells a variety of items, and you got some different decorations around here. You also got the signature shop music that plays as you are in this room. But in the center of the room is a rug that you can burn that will reveal a floor that you can then bomb to create an opening. You can drop down the hole to enter a brand new area with another shopkeeper, but this is a pretty unique shop because you can buy a purple bauble, which is worth 50 baubles, a yellow bauble, which is worth 10 baubles, and a blue bauble, which is worth 1 bauble. They each cost 25 baubles, so if you buy the purple one, you're making money, but if you buy the other 2, you're throwing money away. But also, if you listen to the music in this shop, it is playing a slowed down version of the shop music track. But in the back corner of the shop, you can see this green waterfall that has another secret behind it, but you have to open up the secret by throwing a bomb at the waterfall to break the wall behind it. Once you do, you can go through it to enter yet another hidden area that is a secret furniture shop, where you can pick up a few furniture coins to donate to any guild you want, and if you listen again, this is playing an even slower version of the shop music track. But overall, I just enjoy the layers to this hidden area, and it keeps going on, and I also like how the music slows down the further down you go. And the number 3 spot is the Improper water shop. This is a hidden area located in Road 1, Zone 2, about halfway through the zone. As you drop down from a checkpoint, you will see the green water, also known as Improper water, for the first time. And standing on the shore is a shopkeeper saying, "This water tastes improper." You can take out your bomb and throw it at a specific area towards the wall. Should your bomb hit the right spot, it will break open a hole in the ground that all the green water will flow down into, draining it from this area, allowing you to walk around this place without taking any damage from the water. Additionally, piranhas will appear for a short time, flopping around where the water was originally, but you can drop down the hole that you opened to discover a furniture shop that is now flooded with all that green water. But the shop is still in business, and you can collect all the furniture coins here for your guild hall. And I just really like this entire area. We got all the green water covering the pond/lake that you can then drain into a poor villager's shop. You have some fun interactions and details, and it's also pretty decently hidden, where I think the spot is a bit extra special for me, because this is one of the main places that I show friends or guild members when I am teaching people about the Super Adventure Box and some of the fun secrets you can explore. And the number 2 spot is Moto's Finger Room. This is probably one of the hardest places to get to in the normal mode version of Super Adventure Box, where we talked earlier about obtaining Moto's Breath in Road 1, which grants you an elite skill. Well, in Road 2, you can upgrade that elite skill to become more powerful. In Stormtop, you have the longer route that you can take, which was originally the main route through this zone. And most of the way through the long route, close to getting to the Yeti mini-boss, you are jumping along a bunch of clouds that will break under your feet, where you have to do multiple things at once to get into this room. First, you have to continuously jump along the clouds without falling to your death, or staying on a cloud for too long, because they disappear. Second, you have to make sure you take the correct path through this area and jump along the red clouds. Third, as you are doing all these jumps, you need to play the Gatekeeper Lullaby song with their flute if you have learned the song, which is 332-331, where you need to begin playing this song before you get to the end so that the door is open when you get there, but to make sure you don't do it too early so you actually open the door, all while jumping and taking the right route. If you are good at jumping and multitasking or if you spend a bit of time practicing this, it's not too difficult to get into here, but if you are newer or less good at jumping, it can definitely be pretty tricky. But once you do, there are 4 different hidden rooms in this area. The first is as you open the door and enter this area, where there's just a purple bauble but also some dangerous icicles on the ceiling. The second is how you can throw a bomb onto the wall in this room to reveal a special hidden shop that will sell a few items, where you can then exit the shop to bomb another wall, which will reveal the entrance to yet another hidden room that you can go into to find Moto's finger. This is the upgraded version of the elite skill that is honestly really good. It deals a ton of damage to the enemy you attack with it, and it sends out 4 missiles that deal a little bit more damage to any enemies that hit around your target. But after you acquire Moto's finger, there's one final hidden area here, where you can exit the room with the skill and bomb yet another wall to enter a room that is just filled with a bunch of spikes, where this is the end of your journey in this area and the only way out is by dying. But I just really love this entire area with how there are 4 different hidden areas right next to each other, how it is pretty difficult to get into this area, and how you can unlock a very powerful skill from getting here. But now for the number 1 spot, for my favorite hidden area in all of the Super Adventure Box, and it has got to go to the Test Zone Wooden Beams room. I feel like this one is kind of weird to be my favorite because it is so new and it comes from the test zone, but I just honestly love this area a lot. Towards the end of the zone, you have this massive area with a bunch of broken bridges, waterfalls, monkeys, and more. Where as you progress through this area, you can make a series of jumps to eventually climb up towards the massive waterfall in this area. Where you guessed it, you can find a secret area behind the waterfall. You enter into a really cool chasm where you have to make a bunch of jumps to climb up this area to then eventually make a giant leap down towards this rock sticking out of the waterfall, where you can then walk through the waterfall again back into the previous chamber to then see an area you can jump to. And as you progress forward, you enter into such a cool area. You got all the crystals around here inside the massive cave, and you got a ton of scaffolding, where jumping along the scaffolding is just so fun for me. There are a wide variety of different jumps, twists, and turns. You have to do some air strafing, you have to make some regular jumps, you have to walk across very small areas, and you can climb your way up all the way to the top, where you can find this chest with a red bauble inside of it. And I just love this area aesthetically, and it's one of my favorite areas in the entire Super Adventure Box in that regard. But the jumps you have to make here are just super fun, and it's a great mini puzzle. And then it's also pretty decently hidden and difficult to get into, which just adds a lot of value to this place. I remember trying to find this red bauble back when the test zone originally released, and eventually reaching this area to be both awestruck by how cool of a place this is, and to also become so happy because of how much fun I was having in this area, where everything combined just makes this my favorite area in the entire Super Adventure Box. And that's my list. I hope you enjoyed. The Super Adventure Box is one of my favorite activities in all of Guild Wars 2, and I've had so much fun playing through it this year to make this video as I have in past years. If you enjoyed this video, I have an ever-expanding playlist of top 10 videos about Guild Wars 2 that you can see on your screen right now. I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Have a good one, everyone.